What's good, guys? Your boy, Mr. Old School Rider on the late night show. I have a very special guest, one of the legendary personalities on social media, reality TV, also in the adult film industry as well. I can't say the word, but y'all know what it is. Really don't need a big old introduction. Hopefully, I don't butcher her name up. I have Miss Giana Stilts. She really tall for real, taller than me. Taylor. What's going on, Miss Taylor?
Hey, you definitely butchered my name.
Damn, I had it correct too. I don't know
You
what I got.
almost had it. You spelled it correct, but it's Giana Taylor. You gave
Amen.
me a whole like down south twist. I'll take it though.
Yeah, we're in Atlanta, Georgia right now. Of course, I'm from Texas. Yeah, this is going to be the most southern that you're going to get at this time. So, Miss Taylor, tell us about yourself real quick. I'm going to let you have the floor.
Ooh, where do I start? Okay, I crossed
Somewhere.
over from the mainstream industry. The Stilts comes from For the Love of Ray J because I was on the For the Love of Ray J show. I answered to 3 different names: Giana, Stilts, and Cherie. If you know me, and you'll know why I answered to 3 different names. I was a director in the adult industry for West Coast Productions and Black Ice. And that's when I founded my award show, Urban X Awards. So just to give you the short version, because my resume is insane from mainstream to the adult industry. I've never been in front of the camera besides modeling, and I've done some nude stuff, but I've always been the brains behind everything.
Oh, yeah, you did that. Okay, you saved yourself a little bit. Okay, I got to give it to you on that. You did that.
What?
You say you wasn't in front of the camera. You did that. That's
No,
good.
not like doing movies. No, I've been like in front of the camera hosting. I've done Playboy. Yeah, I won Sexy Girl Next Door on Playboy. I've done a ton of nude things. However, I've never done any hardcore adult.
Oh, yeah, that's cool right there. So, when did you get in the industry back in the day?
Oh, I want to say around 2003, 2002, 2003. I was actually production manager for Alexander DeVoe. That's actually how I got involved in the adult industry through him, and everything just went from there.
Well, I haven't heard Alexandra like in a very long time. That's a classic performer, basically.
Yep. Performer, director. When I met him, he was transitioning into directing. So probably one of the greatest directors out there.
Yeah, he was around when they was on tape back in the day.
I believe so. What the crazy
VCR.
thing is, I before being introduced to Alexander DeVoe, I didn't know anything about the adult industry as far as this adult industry, like dancers and strip clubs and stuff. Yeah, but the adult industry, I knew nothing about it at all. Didn't watch it, nothing. Would have never imagined this would be my life.
So you never watch it really before you got into the industry? Is that what you're saying?
No, and I don't watch it outside of when I was a director. I watched it to edit it, but I don't watch it in my personal. If it's nothing to do with like business, I don't watch it.
So the award show that you have right now, which is Urban X, that's correct, right?
Correct. Urban X Awards, yes.
So whenever the particular films get nominated for like an award or so, how's the process work for that?
So we have a committee. There's a committee of people that are designated for different categories, especially if it's like the movies and things like that, like to review. When it comes to fan voting, we have a pre-nomination period where the fans kind of vote different people in, and then our committee has to go and do the research on those people, make sure that they qualify, make sure that they've done scenes in these years, make sure that their scenes are good, just all of the whole background work before they can even be considered for a nomination. And then we go through a whole nomination period where, okay, you've been nominated, now your fans have to pretty much go hard for you to win those categories. So we've transitioned into that the last few years, especially with COVID, We've made it a more fan-based show because the industry has shifted more into like OnlyFans and everybody owning their own content. It's not like it was back in the day, because back in the day it was solely director based, like companies. That's the only people that would review and put people into the nominations. So it's a little different now.
So basically, you also cut out some of the politics as well. Pretty much, the fans gonna vote for it. They the true, they the true audience, basically, right?
Yeah, I mean, now don't get me wrong. Like, fans don't know it all. So we still have to, make sure that people are are really good. Like fans sometimes they're like fans of garbage. That's sorry to say it like that, but for us it's like, yeah, this is no, not happening. So there's there that's what the pre-nom period is for, to weed out all of the people that don't deserve to be nominated, and then the fans go hard. And one thing I got to say about that is um a lot of people have fans, but a lot of people don't realize, like, some people have super fans and you don't even have to tell them to vote, and then some people have to go really really hard in promotions and their fans still don't vote. But a lot of people is like, my fans are definitely voting for me, and it really doesn't happen sometimes. So I'm always surprised to see um, the turnout of who wins.
Oh yeah, there have been a lot of surprises in recent time as well. But also, what you have on your award show, you also have like a Hall of Fame section as well, correct?
Yep, we have Hall of Fame. We induct about 20 people. Somehow it always ends up to be about 20 people every single year. You have to, at least be in working for 10 years in the industry and have had there's a couple exceptions that we have made, because there are certain performers that were just amazing performers, and in the time that they stayed in, they're still like relevant today even though they're out. But yeah, for the most part, you got to be in 10 years and made a name for yourself when you were in the industry to to be Hall of Fame worthy. And some are still in that are in Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, shout out to the ones that's getting inducted this year as well. Yeah, I
Yeah.
noticed John's on there this well for this year, right?
Yes, John is on there. Stacy Lane.
Yeah, one of the
Um
fan favorites right there. Shout out to Stacey Lane.
Stacy
She
Lane, Aurora
disappeared, but we see
Jolie.
her now.
Yeah, Stacey Lane disappeared and she's doing her thing. I'm so proud of her. She's one of those people that left the industry very gracefully. She's still around, she still has her presence, and I'm really proud of her. Aurora Jolie, I know everybody knows who Aurora is. If they don't, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't watch those movies or not, everybody know who's Aurora Jolie is. I think once upon a time ago, I can't say the word. She was only doing like a certain
Mhm.
act, basically.
Well, she came in only doing that.
That was unprecedented back then. I'm like, dang, really?
She never did anything else. That's all she did. She never did anything else. The whole time in the industry, she didn't do anything else.
Yo, that was the part that was kind of shocking, like back in the day. Even with something like that, a lot of people don't do that at all. I know nowadays it's
Mm-mm.
kind of accepted a little bit, but
Yeah.
back then that was like, nah. But yeah, she kicked the door down for that, basically.
No,
Shout out to her.
shout out to Aurora Jolie for sure. She definitely did kick the door down for that. We have Lee G, which was a one of very infamous director at West Coast Productions. He's responsible for like All That Ass and a lot
That's a
of the
classic title.
big movie titles at West Coast Productions, and Terry Burton as well. Both of those two directors from West Coast really paved the way. So it was Alexander DeVoe, Terry Burton, and Lee G over there that like put West Coast on the map for sure. Like they in that era, they did their thing.
So what keeps you going during the award show? What motivates you to do that every year?
You know what? and it's crazy you ask, because every year I say I'm not doing it next year, or I'm only doing one day. But just seeing everybody's genuine gratitude from the award show, like, people really appreciate our show. One, it's all inclusive, right? Two, it's the Urban X Awards, but here's the thing, it's not the Black Awards. I didn't create Urban X Awards to say white people couldn't be involved. And that's a misconception that a lot of people have. I created Urban X Awards because the other award shows didn't recognize our ethnic people, right? So I always wanted to have a platform for our ethnic people to always be recognized. But I refuse to create another award show that would make anyone feel like they're not worthy of being recognized, or feel alienated, or feel like they can't be involved. So Urban X Awards is all inclusive, whether you're Black, white, Indian, doesn't matter. Whether you're trans, gay, doesn't matter. We're all under one building, just to honor each other.
That's actually a great segue that we about to go into. I know you also mentioned trans performers, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So what was the people's reaction when you included them in the award show? Did you do that from the beginning? Is that something that you added later on?
So no. So from the beginning, I recognize my BBWs, in which they don't get recognized in the industry at all. Really, they don't. They just don't get recognized. It wasn't until I had Mia Isabella. We've always had trans categories, but like, to actually have a trans host, Mia Isabella was my first trans host that I had one year. And honestly, there was no like reaction at all. And that's when I knew it was like, okay, I could do this. Like, we can mix all the worlds in one and just be one big melting pot of the industry. We don't have to separate it and be like, okay, we're going to have a gay award, we're going to have a trans award, we're going to have this award. We're just going to have an award show where we're awarding greatness, and that's what it is.
Okay, that's cool right there. So do you have any, I guess in the future, do you have any some of those performers being inducted in the Hall of Fame and are coming up here in a few years or whatever?
I never
know you
really
said about the 10-year situation and everything.
I have a list. There's a list. I never released the list. I released that when it's Hall of Fame time. But there are people on the list that are going to be inducted for next year. It'll be another 15 to 20 people. And yeah, I can't give you any names though. I can't do that. I can't spoil it, because it's always like, oh, who's being inducted? And we do this whole, here's your, it's going to be 2024 Hall of Fame inductees. So
yeah, you don't want to show favoritism and stuff like that. You don't want nobody getting their feelings. I do understand that. To let the fans vote on it.
Yeah. So the committee actually puts in the Hall of Famers. The committee sits and they go through. It's a whole list of Hall of Famers, and then we'll narrow it down for whatever reason. How it gets narrowed down at that time, that's how it will end up getting narrowed down. Whether someone was shy of 10 years, or whether they just were mediocre and we're going to toss you out, or you know what I mean? Like, this person was a beast and that person was just okay. So the committee puts in their list of people. We gather all the list of people and we sit and go through every single person and do our research.
So basically, they can't buy their way in. They have to earn their way in by putting their work in the industry, right?
Oh yeah. That's the thing about us. You can never buy your way into an Urban X. I don't care. I've had sponsors sponsor $10,000 and not win an award, because our awards can't be bought. I've had people that don't sponsor at all and never have sponsored, but they win awards because it's an authentic award show. It's just what it is. I don't play those politics where, oh, I spent this amount of money, so I should have an award. That's not how we do it over here.
Oh, yeah, drop a bomb on that. Man, you did that, Mr. Ain't buy your way in. You got to earn it. You got to put your 10, or you got to be going crazy in a certain time period. Yeah, also shout out to Hankin TV for coming through. Subscribe to his channel as well. Got good content, of course. But Miss Taylor, I mean, I want to butcher your name, but I'm just gonna call you Miss Taylor for right now.
That's fine. Yeah, you do that. You do that.
So I'm gonna ask a few other questions about the event. So what does it take to be a host for your event?
Honestly, we just randomly see who's hot, who's making noise at the time. This year is the first year that I've ever had so many hosts. We normally just have 3 hosts. This year is 8. It's I think it's seven females and 1 male hosting, and it's really like who's buzzing, like, you know what I mean, and who we feel like will just make a good host. We pair people up. There's no like a strategy to it, honestly.
So since you have 7 girls and 1 guy, who's the male host, by the way, if you can tell us that?
Oh, so we have Maze the goat. And like for Maze, I sat and I watched him, like, not movie wise. I watched how he moves in the industry, like, and I'm really big on people that are business minded and people that come in and just do their thing. And he was like one of those guys that just came in and he ran with everything, like everything he did and everything that he does. Like, he started his own company, he gets the booths at all of the shows. Like, he's a very professional, down to earth person, very respectful. And I just watched him for a while and I was like, he gets along with everybody, and he makes great movies. So I was like, Maze could definitely be that guy host, because I wanted 2 male hosts and it just ended up being him. That's how that ended up working out. And then the other girls, like, sorry, I'm trying to turn my light back on and it just disappeared on me. The other girls are just, I mean, they're amazing. We got Anna Fox. She speaks for herself. And we got who do we have? Natasha Dreams. My light went out. It just got dark in here, guys, and I don't know how to turn it back on. And it's
Since
getting
you're in
dark.
a car, you might have to open the door back up or something.
I just ain't want to make no noise opening the
Oh,
door.
you're trying to stay low. Okay.
I ain't want to make no beeping noise and stuff for y'all over here. But let's see if we can get some light back in here. Okay. So we have Anna Fox, Natasha Dream, Mystique, or Ebony Mystique, Demi
Yeah, she's hot.
Sutra.
She's still hot right now. Mystique, shout out to Ebony as well.
Oh yeah, I love me some Ebony. She's super down. She's super cool. Ebony is super cool. I love her. September Rain. September's been around for a long time. I've watched September come in. I've watched her do her thing and grow in this industry. I'm really, really proud of her because she's been through a lot in this industry, and she smiles and just keeps going. Like, she pushes through. She don't care. She's just gonna push through. Willow
Yo,
Ryder,
okay.
Bad Kitty, which she's representing for our BBWs. I always have to keep my BBWs in the mix. And I hope I didn't forget anybody. It Maze the Goat. So I think that was all 8 of our hosts. Yeah.
Yeah, I did not pronounce his name right. I guess I'm glad you said Maze the goat. I was gonna say Maze or something like that. The goat.
I think most people. I think I butchered it the first year. I called him Mozzie, I think, and he was like, "It's Maze." So yeah, I kind of butchered it. But yeah, those are our hosts. I added a festival this year, so we have a first year festival on Friday, hosted by Kiki Clout and King Nazir. So it's like a outdoor music festival for the adult industry. So.
Oh yeah, you turning up this year.
Oh yeah, we got Fridays the festival, Saturdays the lingerie party, and then Sundays the award show. Shout out to VR Novels and Candace Vaughn at PMOB. Can't say it. They're our sponsors for our lingerie party.
Okay.
Bad Dragon is our title sponsor for Urban X Awards, and Cali 420 is our title sponsor for our festival. And shout out to a host of all the other sponsors, because it couldn't have been done without all the sponsors that really jumped on board this year. Like, I bit off a lot more than I could chew with this festival, doing 3 days and adding a huge festival, but it's going to be a great show. It's going to be a great weekend.
I know you say you may go to like one day for next year, but I just don't see that. It's over. It's gonna be like a big deal now.
I'm lying. I say it every year. I promise you. Every year when it's over, I tell my team, don't let me do 3 days next year. We're going down to one day.
It's gonna be a whole week next year. I guarantee it. Like
And
everybody else.
what it's not going to be is a whole week. It might stay as 3 days, but it's not going to a whole week. I can't. No. It's a lot. It's a lot that goes into this. And let me add, my team is 5 people. It's 5 of us that do the whole show.
They working like giants over there for you.
Huh?
They working like giants over there for you.
They are. And to be quite honest, it's 3 of us here. So we have myself, Alexander DeVoe, Pax Negro, James Bartholet, Ross Star is 6 of us, and Justin. It is 7. Sorry, De'Eric. It's 7 of us. It is actually 7 of us that do this whole show. A total of 7 that we put on the whole weekend.
So these people, like, I sound like these people are mostly close to you. Do you take like any type of volunteers every now and then?
You know what? Yeah, they're all close to me. They've been around since the beginning of Urban X Awards. This team that I have, they've been there since the first Urban X Awards, since it was Urban Spice. So they've been my team from the beginning. Do I take volunteers? I do. I take volunteers. I take all whatever help we can get. I take. However, it's a craft to this thing. You know what I mean? Like, they know exactly what we're supposed to do and how to get it done. So I try to stick with my team, and I'll outsource in different places when we need to. But for the most part, we keep it just us. We keep it family. We keep it small, and we get it done.
I gotta give it to you. I know putting on events can be kind of hectic sometimes. I try to do it myself, but you make this pretty smooth so far. People not seeing you sweat in public. That's good.
No. I do all the. I mean, no. Listen, they've seen me.
I'm talking about in real life. I'm talking about the outside public, not not your feet folks. You know.
Yeah, no, the outside public. I mean, every now and again, I'll snap on somebody for a second, but they all know it's just, it ain't nothing. Brush it off. We all right. But I'm a beast. I'm a pit bull. I'm a pit bull, and every place, every venue that I book, they love it, because I don't play no games with people when it comes to like respecting somebody's venue, doing what you're supposed to do in the venue. I play absolutely no games with people. We going to go in, do our job, get it done, and be done. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah, I also had to kind of give it to you. I mean, I had to give it to you on this as well. I haven't heard nothing crazy happening at the event. It always smooth and professional.
It's crazy. I literally was just talking to the owner of the lingerie party, and he's like, I don't really worry about your events. I just don't. Even the award show, the Globe Theater, they're like, Urban X Awards is one of our favorite events to have. We've never had any issues. Never. Last year, I promise you, I had no security at any of my events last year, and not one problem. Not one problem. It won't be that way this year.
Y'all don't get no ideas. But
no, it won't be that way this year, because last year we weren't full show. We just did like little parties where I gave out awards because of coming off of COVID. You know what I mean? So this year, oh no, we're secure. We got security everywhere. we're back to a major show. So we're secure this year. But last year, just going back to like having no problems. Everybody comes and just has a great time. Honestly, it's a family reunion. They see people that don't go out to other shows. Everybody just comes out to Urban X just to have a good time. And that's what I call it. I call it a family reunion. Everybody just come out, leave the bullshit at home, and have a good time.
Yeah, I see a lot of footage of pop up online from time to time. Like it be all people be so happy to be there.
Yeah. And that's what keeps me going, because it's genuine happiness. Like it's like a genuine, like, people have stories from the beginning of Urban X. Like, people are always telling different stories of their experiences with Urban X. So, and it makes me happy to know that people genuinely feel that way. So that's what really keeps me going. I don't get rich off of Urban X Awards. I'm one of those people. I was just telling my team today, I put all the money, like the money that comes in, I put everything back in. Like, I pour everything back into the show so that we have a great show, especially being as though we're very small. But we present as like AVN and XBiz. Like, we got those $300,000-$400,000 budgets. You know what I mean? And we don't.
Yeah, you most definitely put on. That's facts on that. You're right.
But it looks like it, because I definitely, like, it's not about the money for me. I just pour everything back in to make sure that our industry, and our people always have something to come to, somewhere to be recognized. Even though it's not the Black Awards. I founded Urban X Awards so we have a home. So
I know you had a different name back in the day. What was I
Urban
know you had
Spice.
your own reasons for it. What made you maybe change it to Urban X in recent
We had
time?
Urban Spice Awards. That was our award name when we first started, and the Spice Network came after us a week before the award show.
Oh, I forgot about them.
Yep. So literally up until probably the day before my award show, I was dealing with lawyers and back and forth with the Spice Network, and we came to an agreement that I would change my name after the show, because they weren't operating in the US under Spice. They were operating
Mm.
outside of the US under Spice. And we pulled our little, y'all messing with us, we pulling the race card. My lawyer, he's a Jewish guy. He's like, y'all don't want us to pull the race.
Yeah, they don't want that smoke. Wow. Okay.
What happened? You there? Oh,
All right. You still there? Hold on. Giana, you still there? Oh, uh-oh. All right, guys. She'll be right back. She has some technical difficulties. Normally it's me, but not this time. But you see, oh yeah, the rest of the studio, of course. Oh yeah, like I'm doing it big over here, but she'll be back in a couple seconds, of course. Oh yeah, by the way, shout out to my folks, Auntie at Late Night Trapping, Auntie Atlanta, Georgia, of course, and also Nancy ENT, the good folks over there. Follow them or whatnot. But we'll be right back after these messages. Hang on one second, guys. I called you or something, right?
I'm back. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Yep, somebody called. Of course,
I kind of figured that. I'm like, oh no.
I was like, what just happened? No, I tried to, like, stop it before it came through, but yeah. So Urban Spice, that's, we were able to buy some time on that one, and it's just been Urban X Awards since then. So I had a great lawyer back then. Let me say that.
I don't even know the Spice Channel is still around. I gotta look that up myself, but okay. Wow.
Right. They probably haven't operated in the United States since way back then. They just really wanted to mess with us. So it's all good. Urban X has become it's what it is. Urban X Awards.
Yeah, Urban X kind of cover like so much stuff. You know, you won't be excluded. It's exclusive, but you're not excluded. Pretty much
No,
for basically for everybody.
I like that. But with the word urban in it, it's hard. I mean, let me tell you, I can't tell you how many people just associate urban with just black people, right? So it's really hard having it named Urban X Awards because I have to constantly explain to people, no, it's not the Black Awards. Yes, you're invited. Like, no, it's just not all black people. No, urban is just not black. Urban Spoon, Urban Outfitters, everything mainstream urban is not owned by a black person. It's just the name we chose. That's it.
Okay, that's cool right there. All right, all right. So, what are your future plans for the event at this time? You can't say everything, but what you think you might be having coming up for next go around?
Well, I don't know. I really want this festival to stick. I want the festival to grow and be a a permanent part of Urban X Weekend. The lingerie party is always a hit. I did a yacht event for 2020 Urban X Awards, and everyone loved that. So they wanted me to bring that back and just do Urban X Awards on a boat again. So I don't know. Every year I come up with something different. I have no idea what I'm going to come up with for next year. It really depends on how this festival goes, and that might be our permanent Urban X Weekend festival lingerie party Urban X Awards. Who knows?
You saying 1 or 2 days? It's gonna be like five. I'm trying to tell you
It,
what.
why you keep trying to get Urban X to be a whole week?
Hey, we trying. I mean, I know you want to keep. I know you humble and everything, but I want to see big things for my folks out here.
I know that's right. Well, it's a lot of work. three
You right.
days, 3 days is a lot of work. And I do. I was talking to my team earlier today about, marketing and really getting out there because people know us, but they don't know us. We're still very small. You know what I mean? Like we're definitely still just very industry based, which is a good thing, but I want to really reach out to everyone, like the fans from all over. I want this to be a major thing even outside of the industry, like how there's exotica and avian's really big. I want to grow to that level at some point because we are, although people know about Urban X, we're not on the map yet. We're not there.
You creeping on the come up like Bone Does would say, but you creeping up there.
We getting there. We don't, we definitely getting there. Listen, I go back from when I first started it and I look at where we are today, night and day, night and day. I mean, this when I knew nothing about doing an award show. I didn't know how to do an award show. I said, I'm going to do an award show. And my biggest fear with Urban Spice Awards that no one was going to show up. Before the red carpet opened, we had limos and cars and everyone on the streets trying to get into Urban Spice Awards. And it was just an amazing feeling. Trial and error for me. I learned how to do an award show at my award show. And every single year, I learned something new.
Hey, it's kind of one of them things you got to build a plane while you're flying, type of thing.
That's my festival. I'm about to learn how to do a festival at my festival, but we gonna do this festival. That's it.
You got a
Like,
great. You got a great group of folks on your team. Like, I thought you said it's like 8 people, and plus all the other people that's in the industry. I'm sure they're gonna lend like a helping hand to a certain extent.
oh yeah. I mean, everybody taps in. Everybody definitely taps in. They've been tapping in where when it's important for sure. Like I appreciate everyone in the industry that has really gravitated to helping Urban X stay around. you know um there was a period of time where I didn't do Urban X Awards, and Roxy Reynolds called me and was like, cuz I don't care what you do, you're bringing back the show this year. I don't care what I got to do to help you. This show is coming back. and that was in 2017.
Man, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time either. Roxy Reynolds. Dang.
That's my
That's a
boo right
minute.
there. I just saw her. Yeah, Roxy's amazing. Amazing. You know, she owns a trucking company. She has her own perfume line that was in Macy's. It's called Untold Truth.
Mm.
She's man, she got out the industry and she never looked back, but still loves the industry, respects the industry, and she just made a whole new life for her. But she still, you know, recognizes Roxy Reynolds. So
Okay, that's cool right there. Okay, I got a few other questions before we go. Then we'll chop it up after that. So I got to ask about some old school stuff, of course. You know, we talked about that. So what was your character about back then on the Ray J show?
what was my character about?
Yeah, I haven't seen it like in so long. You know, your personality on that particular show.
Well, I mean, I was low key. I'm a very low key, behind the scenes type person, lightweight to be quite honest. I went on for the love of Ray J. I was married. I was married to Alexander DeVoe at the time. I had just had a baby, and I went to the casting, and the casting director happened to be the guy that casted me for Playboy. So he already knew who I was. They knew that I was married. It was a story for them. Um, but I was more intrigued by the production aspect of a reality show. That's what I really went on the show for. I didn't care about no For the Love of Ray J. I had just had a baby, got my boobs done, cut my hair. If I was feeling myself, I wanted to start producing shows and all of that stuff. And I was really there to see like, oh, how's lighting go? How's this go? How's that go? So I was low key on there. I was super low key because I wasn't really there to fall in love with Ray J.
I gotta check that out online. Yeah, you guys are kind of like the forefathers of reality shows from back in the day. Y'all was at the beginning stages over there, basically.
Oh
You know, for
yeah,
us,
like
you know.
we were. I got a call before For the Love of Ray J to do Flavor of Love, and I turned it down. Like, I mean, because I don't know if you know my modeling background. Some people do. You know, I was a video vixen. I've done every music video you could possibly think of. I was on the cover of Black Men's Magazine, lots of magazines actually. So prior to For the Love of Ray J, I had a sick resume before then, you know, but I had just had a baby and I was kind of like, you know, not doing anything. My last video I did, I think, was like I was 6 months pregnant. It was Yin Yang Twin Shake. That was my last music video I ever did.
All right, that's also another fun fact, guys. I know y'all about to Google the heck out of it, but wow, I did not know that.
Oh, well, fun fact is I'm the girl that wakes up with Ja Rule in the morning on always on time, and I pour
Oh
his
yeah,
cereal.
that's what I think of. Yep, I just thought about that. Yep, that's it.
I'm the blue braids and ludicrous area codes. It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. You'd be surprised.
Oh man, yeah,
You'd be
you
like,
are
that was
OG in this thing.
her too.
Look like somebody calling. Okay, your light. Okay,
Yeah,
wow.
I had my resume from the runway to music videos to magazines to reality TV to I've done it all. Yeah.
So, what would you take away from it from those days until right now?
I mean, everything's a lot different. Those days, those are just were really memorable days. I learned. I did a lot. I learned a lot. Um, those were the good days. Let's say that. I if we could rewind and have those days back, I'll take those days back.
Before the internet and cell phones with
Oh yeah.
a camera on it, basically.
Yeah. Oh, and especially for the industry, like for the adult industry, it everybody thinks they're a star if you got a camera. I used to say that same thing with the modeling. You're not a model just because you can shoot some Instagram photos. You ain't never been
Don't make
published.
somebody mad over there. Come on now.
You know, well, I mean, I've
I
always
feel
been
you
that
though.
kid of that. Like everybody used to run around. I'm a model. I'm a model. What have you done? What's your resume? Are you a model? Just like I'm a star, a P star. You're not. I used to have this thing where you're either a star or you're just a P girl. There was a lot of P girls running around, but there was only a few stars. So not everybody's a star.
Okay.
So, not in my category anyway. And I've shot a lot of people.
They're gonna say you sound old, you know what I'm saying? That's what they're gonna say. But I understand what you're saying though. We know the
I am
difference.
old. Look, I might look young, but I've been around for a minute. I'm out of my 30s, so I'm getting up there,
I'm like 43 right now, but you're
So
gonna be all right.
we right there. Listen, as long as we don't feel old, we good. We good.
Man, I can still jump up in the air a little bit. I can't hang up that long, but I can jump a little bit.
Right. You'll feel it tomorrow, but you all right.
I mean, I feel it when it's like the weather change when it get cold outside or whatever, or it start raining. That's when I feel the
You
pain.
feel it. You feel it in your knees.
Oh yeah, all the way
Me
to my
too.
ankle bones.
Oh, me too. Do this. I mean, that's all good though. But
So on the last question on this, what are your final thoughts at this time before we ride on out?
what you mean? Come on now. That's a very broad question. What are my final thoughts?
Yeah, what's your final thoughts at this time? Whatever you want to say.
Oh, those final thoughts. Well,
Like Jerry Springer, rest in peace or
you
whatever.
know, I
You
want to
know.
say thank you for having me on here first and foremost. You got the only interview before Urban X Awards. I need everybody to go follow Urban X Awards on Instagram because we got hacked last year.
Oh
It,
no.
oh yeah. Listen, I think there's an attack against us this year too, because this morning someone tried to log into my Eventbrite and then they tried to go to my Twitter. I'm like, hold on, this is not a repeat of last year. Who's trying to hack me again? But
I noticed the other day it was kind of glitchy a little bit. I'm like, she might be updating or something. That kind of
I
explains everything. Somebody's messing with your stuff.
I feel like someone's trying to, like, literally the day after Urban X Awards last year, our Instagram got hijacked. And we put a lot of work into the Instagram. I'm really sad that we lost that. But our new one is the Urban X Awards. Our Twitter's Urban X Awards. Websites urbanxawards.com. Festival is urbanxfest.com. Just follow us on all platforms. If you're in Los Angeles, come out, have a good time, experience Urban X Weekend. A lot of people fly in. Half of the people that come to Urban X Weekend, they from New York, Florida, everywhere but here. I must say that. I appreciate everybody that gets on planes, flies in, spends money on hotels, and just comes out here and has a great weekend. That's another thing that keeps me going, is knowing that people literally come from all over to a show that I created. So
If they find any type of way to get to your event from like way over there, they care about this. They
they
want
do.
to see you succeed.
And it made me realize that, like, last year I literally cried before the award show because I was on Instagram looking at everybody. Huh?
No, I'm listening. That was you. Go do your thing.
Oh, yeah. No, I said I literally cried because I was on Instagram just looking at it. I'm going to my light again. Looking at everybody like jump on the planes and they're tagging Urban X, and I'm just like, damn, like so many people are getting on a plane to come to something that I created. Like it's an amazing feeling to know that people appreciate that Urban X Awards that much, because this is it's not cheap. Like you're here for however many days you're here. You're paying flights, you're paying hotels, you're dishing out money to come to this event. So I appreciate everyone that genuinely comes out to Urban X Awards and cares about us, man. It wouldn't be possible without everyone that attends, all of my sponsors, my team. If I don't say it enough, I appreciate everybody that makes Urban X Awards happen every single year.
Oh yeah, they love you. Come on now, don't be like that. They
Well,
love you. I'm
I
trying
mean,
to tell you.
at times, listen, people are vicious.
I know.
People are vicious. And I promise you, there are times where I'm like, I'm just, it's a wrap. Like, what? I'm not doing this anymore. But then I really have to. I can't let a few people, you know what I mean, make me feel that way. So then I have to reel it back in. Like, people appreciate what you do. Just keep doing it. Because
I
I
mean,
know
just
people do love me out there, and they do
yeah.
appreciate it. They and I can't. The thing is, I have to sit and tell myself they do what they do for a living, right? So I can't expect them to know how hard it is for me to do what I do behind the scenes and to pull this together. You know what I mean? Like, someone that works in a retail store would have no idea what it takes to put this production on. They don't do it. So I have to remind myself, people just don't know the work that goes into something like that. They only see the finished product. That's like watching a TV show. You only see the finished product. You don't see all the work it took to get that show together. You know what I mean? So I always have to, when stuff gets a little rocky, people make their little comments, or people just start coming at me crazy, I have to remember they have no idea what it takes to do this. You know, you and your team know, but no one else knows. So,
Oh yeah, you're right about that. I mean, putting on an event like this, you invite all the smoke,
oh yeah,
good
all
and bad, but you gonna come out a champ on this.
good and bad. And listen, if people ain't talking, then you ain't doing something right.
You got
So
that right. They say your shit dry if that was the case, but they talk about it in a positive light most of the time.
they do, and I feel like the people that decide that they want to, I did realize over the years, the people that have things negative to say, it's for their own benefit. Like some of the media sites that come up with these crazy things right before Urban X Awards, y'all are trolling. Y'all are trying to grab people to y'all site. It has nothing to do about us. It's all y'all trying to get people, you know what I'm saying, doing these negative, false reports and stuff. So I had to learn that, like, okay, you just let those people do what they do, because they over here really just trolling so that they can get some people paying attention to them. That's all.
Man, that's all it is. It's pretty much in the ecosystem. Everybody trying to eat. In certain ways. But don't
Absolutely.
try to destroy what somebody putting together. Do what you gotta do, but don't mess it up for everybody else.
Exactly.
And people put their blood, sweat, and tears and everything. Oh yeah, let me get back on camera. People want to see me, of course. Oh yeah, this Mr. Old School Rider, of course. You see the background, also the thumbnail. Bam. The thumbnail giving P stars their flowers and trophies.
Yes, yes, yes. That's what we're gonna do.
What can we find you at?
You can find me personally at I Love Stilts, ILUVSTILTZ. That is my personal Instagram, and everything else, is Urban X Awards. The Urban X Awards on Instagram and Urban X Awards on Twitter. So,
Yeah, Twitter's the wild, wild west out there. If you want to see what you want, you'll get what you want on Twitter. Well, I
ooh
think they call
man.
it X right now. Right now.
Oh yeah, so it's now called X. Yep. Yeah, thank you, Elon. The X. But yeah, it's now called X. I'm still gonna always call it Twitter. I can't adjust myself to call Twitter X for some reason. It looks weird every time I scroll through looking for the little bird thing still, and I pass it because it's now an X on my phone. Yeah, I'll never get used to that. But
I know this off subject and everything. I'm getting old, but I got like a touchscreen laptop.
mhm.
Oh man, y'all gonna think I'm crazy. I try to click on the X, try to exit out the screen recently. I'm like, what the hell I'm doing?
Oh yeah, you
That
old.
X threw me off. It's right at the corner. I'm like, what the? I'm like, hold on, what I'm doing?
Oh yeah, that X definitely throw you off. I mean, we've been looking at the Twitter sign all these years, looking for the little blue bird. So
Oh man, I feel old. I feel old them few times. I'm like, man, I need to sit down. It's not
yeah.
what I want out here, but all right, you can find me at Mr. Old School Rider at IG and also YouTube are the same now. You see how it's spelled, that's how you spell it. But on Twitter, since got some of the stuff in the industry. My Twitter is old underscore writer. On Twitter, I think they call it X now. No more Bluebird, but you know what I mean. But other than that, that's pretty much it. We have Miss Giana Stilts Taylor, and yes, she's a true 6 feet with flat sword.
Yes, I am. Absolutely, and thank you for getting it right.
Best for last.
Yes, yes.
All right, stay right there, Giana. Let me go ahead and end this real quick.
Okay.
Hang on.